So welcome student. In this video we are going to see the reactions of benzene, but before that you must understand what are the reactions, because in POC2 you may not be aware about a general equation of reaction that mainly operates to the reactions of benzene, that is a nitration, sulfonation, halogenation, then Friedel-Crafts reaction. So here I am going to tell you what is the reaction and what is the general equation of the any reaction. So in organic chemistry, so reaction is nothing but the interaction of molecule. So this molecule has a different rate of kinetics, and that determines the rate of reaction. But any general reaction consists of two important parameters. That is, the first one is a substrate, and second one is called as a reagent. So this substrate and this reagent, they get interact together. So their interaction is going on still or until the final stable structure is formed. My dear student, remember the word, that is a final stable one. If the final structure is not stable, it means that the reaction is still going on. So here, what is the reaction? So reaction is a general interaction of molecules. And which molecules? So there are the two main kind of molecule. So one molecule must be the act as a substrate, another molecule that act as a reagent, and finally whatever the stable structure we get, that is called as a product. And there are certain things, certain material that actually does not take part in the reaction, but they accelerate the rate or the kinetic of the reaction, that are called as a catalyst. So here there are mainly two important things that you must understand, that is substrate, what is the meaning of reagent, and that substrate reagent, they interact together to give the stable product. So dear student, so what is the meaning of substrate? So if I give you any reaction, so in that reaction, can you identify the substrate? Can you identify the reagent? So product, you know that it is written after the arrow. So what are the different types of arrow and what is the meaning of this arrow? That is also important. But before that, can you identify the substrate? Sir, yes, in this reaction, this is a substrate. And what are the reasons that you called it as a substrate? So here you have to understand that substrate is a structure that undergoes changes. So substrate, we can call it as a, we can draw it as a capital S. So substrate is a organic compound, is a organic compound, that you must understand this, that substrate is a organic compound, only and only it is called as a substrate. And this organic compound or the structure undergoes the changes. So where the changes are occur, so in a substrate there is a changes are occurring. So in substrate, so in that substrate where the changes are going on, so there is a functional group, and in that functional group the changes are occur, and by changing the functional group, yes, there is a change of a chemical property of this particular structure. So here organic compound, you know this, what is the organic compound? Compound containing CHON elements, and that undergoes the changes, that and that only you have to call it as a substrate. So there is a list of substrate, so right from alkane, alkene, alkyne up to the alkyl halides, acid anhydrides, and there is a number of functional groups it contains. So that may be the polynuclear, then it may contain the single, acyclic, cyclic compound. So every organic compound can act as a substrate. So substrate is going to react with the reagent. So what is the meaning of the reagent? So dear student, understand this, reagent is an inorganic compound. So this inorganic compound that brings the changes, So this reagent is not a center of change. So what is the center of change is the substrate, and therefore we called it as the reagent is going to act on substrate. So there is a interaction, and this interaction requires a different condition, different atmosphere, increase in a temperature, or there might be the requirement of the cool temperature. So their interaction is depending upon that parameter in order to get a stable product, that is a product. And now the product is the organic one, because this reagent is going to bring the changes in the functional group of substrate. So where the changes are going in the substrate, so you know that in a functional group. So in the functional group, these changes are occur, and you know the list of the functional group and the reagent. For example, so NaOH is a reagent, and to this NaOH it gives the OH minus. So hydrochloric acid HCl, it gives H plus ion. So this H plus ion is act as a reagent. Then HBr, then this Br minus and H plus, these are the reagent that act as a reagent that going to attack on substrate, and over this substrate the chemical changes are occur in order to get a stable structure is called as a product. So the duration of getting the stable structure is called as a reaction time, and that reaction time is depend upon the many important factors, and that include the molecularity, temperature, concentration, and many more that here in this video that are out of our scope. So here I am going to tell you only the substrate react with the reagent to get a product. Substrate is any organic compound, and where the changes are occur, so in the functional group the changes are occur. Who brings the changes? So there is one compound called as a reagent, and this reagent is an inorganic compound, and that inorganic compound bring the changes. So for example, NaOH, HCl, HBr, KMNO4. So these all are the inorganic, and we get the product. So this is all about what is the reaction and what is the reagent, what are the components of the reaction, my dear student. So here we are going to discuss about the types of reagent. We are going to see the various substrates. So substrate I already told you. So there are a number of functional group in organic compound that are considered as a substrate, but in the case of reagent, so So reagent, these are mainly of two type. First is called as a electrophile. So this electrophile is a one type of reagent, and second one is called as a nucleophile. So we know that substrate. So if a reaction is said to be a electrophilic reaction when a reagent of a electrophile, when electrophilic reagent is going to attack on substrate, at that time the reaction is called as a electrophilic. Okay, and when the reaction is called as a nucleophilic, so when nucleophilic reagent is going to attack on substrate, then it is called as a nucleophilic reaction. So these are the very important concept. Before starting the reaction you must understand. So electrophilic reaction, when reagent is electrophilic, and when nucleophile is going to attack, when the reaction is called as a nucleophilic reaction. And the example of the electrophile is anything which carries a positive charge. Electrophile is a electron deficient center. You are now in a second year B Farm, so it is not important to explain the example of electrophile. So in a nucleophile, so nucleophile is a electron rich center. Here you must know this OH minus Br minus, and here electrophile means H plus and like this, Br plus Cl plus like this. So these are all electrophile and nucleophile. So this is all about the reagent. And dear student, here we are going to see the first reaction of a benzene. So benzene undergoes, so look at here, reactions of benzene. It means that how benzene reacts and what products it gives, and what product it gives. So reactions of benzene means what? How benzene is react, how the reactivity of benzene is depend, and what is the orientation of the product, that we will go in next. So the reaction of benzene, so how the reaction is, how the benzene is going to react. So here benzene, we know that benzene consists of a pi electron, pi cloud. That's why benzene is a electron rich, and that's why it is a nucleophilic in nature. So it is a electron rich, and this electron rich is easily get attacked by a reagent of electrophile type. So here electrophile is going to attack. So here electrophile is easily attack on benzene, because benzene is a electron rich center, and that's why this reaction is very easy. And here you are going to see the first reaction called as a nitration. So how the how reaction of benzene, how the benzene is going to react? Benzene undergoes easily electrophilic reaction to give the products. Okay, so here, so always remember, whenever there is a reaction, so the reaction is of a electron rich system to the electron deficient. Okay, so it is only the interaction of electron deficient and electron rich center, and their exchange of electron is nothing but the reaction. Okay, so dear student, here we are going to start the first reaction called as a nitration of benzene. So how benzene undergoes nitration reaction? So here in a general, if you see the general reaction of benzene. So benzene is treated with a nitrating mixture. This nitrating mixture is a concentrated HNO3, that is a nitric acid, and concentrated H2SO4 called as a sulfuric acid. When sulfuric acid is mixed with nitric acid, it forms a very corrosive acid mixture, and this acid mixture generates a electrophile, and that electrophile is now called as a NO2. So this NO2 is now a nitro group, and therefore what is the nitration? So introduction. So introduction of a nitro group. So here NO2 is get added to the benzene. That's why it is called as a nitration of benzene. So dear student, after nitration of benzene, what will be the product? So product is a very simple. That is a benzene nitrobenzene is the product. So here it is a NO2 called as a nitrobenzene. So it is benzene converted to nitrobenzene using a specific acid mixture. That acid mixture is called as a nitrating mixture, and due to this mixture it generates a NO2 group, and that NO2 group is going to attack on benzene, and that's why it is called as a nitration. That is the introduction of a NO2 group to the benzene is called as nitration of benzene. So let us discuss about their mechanism of nitration. So mechanism. So what is the mechanism? Mechanism is nothing but to understand the movement of electron, from where the electrons are moved throughout the reaction. That is, this understanding is nothing but the mechanism. So the mechanism of nitration is mainly categorized into three steps. So by categorizing into the three steps, it can be easy to understand. So in the step number 1, it is called as generation of electrophile. So generation of electrophile is a step 1. So how the electrophile is generated? So electrophile is generated by the mixture of nitric acid plus sulfuric acid concentrated. It gives water plus then NO2 plus. So this NO2 is our target, that is called as a electrophile. So electrophile is now generated, and there is a HSO4. So like this electrophile is going to attack over here in the reaction. So it is electrophile generated by the interaction of this concentrated sulfuric acid and nitric acid. So it is called as a generation of electrophile. So in step number 2, that is attack of electrophile. So it is called as a attack of electrophile. So how electrophile is going to attack? So this is a structure of a benzene. Plus NO2 plus. Okay. So this pi electron is going to shift to this NO2. So we called it as an attack of electrophile, but actually electron from the benzene ring is going to transfer to this NO2, and there is a formation of carbon nitrogen bond. So this is a bond, NO2 H, and here it is a plus charge. So it is the aromaticity of the benzene ring is get lost. So in this step it is also called as a de-aromatization of benzene. So let us see the step number 3, that is called as a re-aromatization, or it is also called as loss of proton. So now this H is going to loss like this. You can represent arrow like this. So by losing this H plus, there is a formation of double bond. So here, so now this H is going to loss. So there is a formation of nitrobenzene. And this H is a lost, and it is abstracted by HSO4 minus, and there is a formation of H2SO4 is regenerated. Okay, so dear student, this is a mechanism of nitration of benzene. I hope you enjoy this video. In this video we cover the basic aspect of reaction, how reaction can be easy to understand, and here we covered the nitration of reaction. In next video we will see the sulfonation of benzene and halogenation and Friedel-Crafts reaction. Dear student, if you like this video, please subscribe and share this video. Thank you very much.